Oh, there.
Oh, we're back. We're on. Oh, look,
Finally.
everything catch up. Bloop. Everything's caught up.
Look at that,
That
man.
only
It's like
took
$9
3
million feed, man. $9 million. Hey, we finally made it in. And welcome to Drone Therapy Season 8, Episode 6 or 7, somewhere in there. I don't know. But the reason I knew I talked to everybody about it going to be a kind of a pre-Valentine's thing, talking about, would it be cool if you asked your wife for an expensive gift? I myself was thinking of a 3D printer because, she was thinking about expensive perfume and jewelry and stuff like that. But what happened was my wife caught that evil flu bug and has been sick for like 8 days. And then the 3D printer that I wanted, it got recalled. So we're going to postpone our Valentine's Day and combine it with our anniversary and do something then. So maybe next week I'll just do some strange show about Valentine's rituals. I don't know.
So did you already figure out what you're getting her for her anniversary? I mean, like how many years is this?
She could be watching.
No. The thing about it is I've learned with my wife. My wife, when I do such things, my wife is not into surprises. So
Okay, so what year is this though?
She tells me, I don't know. I want to say 11 or 12, maybe 12.
You don't know?
Not 100%. No, you're hitting me right now at the top of my head.
You don't
I've got like
know?
9 million things in my head. What are you saying?
Wow.
I don't think she knows either.
I'll be 23 in August.
Did you hear what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said I don't think she knows either.
It's too
Because
bad.
right now I'm trying to do upstairs and downstairs. Because like I said, my wife is sick, so I'm doing everything. You got me? My brain's just not. It's only in business mode.
Jonathan, what's up, man?
This is the first. Like that's why I put. I know I'm not trying to blow everybody off in the shot in the chat. I see you all here, but where she's been sick, I've had to be working downstairs and then coming upstairs and taking care of her, taking care of Erica and stuff, and then it's just been crazy. So,
Well, 12 years is linen and silk.
Is it?
Well, I think she was talking about she found
23.
some perfume she liked and stuff like that. Anyway, that's another show. This one, the reason I changed it around is, if anybody didn't know already, there was a drone at the AFC Championship game. And so that caused a big stir and stuff over that. So here another thing, that's kind of what we're talking about. If you're into the game, do you have a team that you're pulling for? If so, something else I think I put in the discussion was, how much are tickets? And then I'd heard in upwards of $10,000 for some of the seats.
Jesus.
What?
Boy, you can buy one of those fine new Japanese drones.
So would you rather?
those are the seats
That's
next to
cool.
Taylor
I think
Swift.
we can
One
talk
of
about
Taylor.
that too. But what I was on, we could actually. It's kind of what do we do in situations like that? Do we go ahead and turn those people in? And the second it happens, is it cool to let people skate around the rules that kind of leads to people, doing crazy stuff, I guess. Plus, who are you pulling for in the game? What are you going to do? You're going to have friends over. What kind of food you going to eat? We're just kind of combined everything and talk about that. So it's a little bit of Super Bowl madness, squirrel madness, drone madness, and maybe an appearance by a Japanese drone. It just depends.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, see, look, Dale doesn't do foot. I might watch the commercials on YouTube. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch. I don't really care either. But you
I
do
think-
the Japanese drone, you do Valentine's Day, and you do food, so you can talk about those, Dale.
I think they should have a second feed where they show nothing but the female cheerleaders doing their cheers the entire time, then break the commercials, then come back and show the chicks like wearing next to nothing, doing yay. I'd
do a
watch that
picture
shit
in
all night.
picture. Just do a picture and have that feed like down at the corner.
They should even have it so
They're
you can
also
toggle
gonna
between the
need-
guys and the girls, so that my wife can watch the guys and I can watch the girls, and go back and watch.
There also is going to need a camera on Taylor, who's going to be exhausted from flying back from Japan.
But I heard she didn't have somewhere to
Oliver.
park the plane.
All of her jet stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And then has to
They were-
fly back to
so
Australia
apparently-
afterwards.
I did laugh at the fact that apparently they got a bunch of flack for having a bunch of planes and the family using it a bunch. So they came out and they were like, we only have one plane, because they sold their second plane like 2 years ago that they've had for 5 years.
Nice. Nice.
That stuff is
Yo, is he still around?
Y'all just keep talking. I'm going to catch up on the chat because that's 35 minutes ago. It says, but I
Yeah.
don't see
If I
how. We've only
was-
been off for 7 minutes.
Oh,
Isn't it
I
wild
started.
time flies when you're having fun.
I wasn't.
It-
Somebody else beat me to it.
It literally says on my feed. It says, okay. Now when David came in, it says, now this one's supposedly 27 minutes ago. Here we go. Drone shot. He's saying hi to Jody. Neil is. This was 27 minutes, and here we are. He's Akira's show. This one's 26. Chuck comes in at 19 minutes. Let me go back. I want him. Jody's saying hi to Akira's show, and then Chuck came in, and it was 19 minutes ago. 19 minutes ago. Wow, time flies now.
It's moving.
And then Dusty was saying hi approximately 19 minutes ago, and then I said hello approximately 17, which is possible. That was because it went all the way back to when we started chatting. I guess maybe that's what it looks like.
Maybe. Ooh, that's nice.
Wait a minute. Go Savannah's banana.
What?
Go Savannah bananas. I don't know. Is there something hidden in that message? Leonard Oglesby, glad to see you as well. Glad to have you here. Flying Flynn Media. What's up? I'm getting an echo.
You are.
It stopped it went away. John, how you doing? Glad to have you. And he's saying hi to everybody as well. Artco Drone Solutions. Glad to have you in the house. Dale doesn't. He popped out. So, we'll see you in a minute, Dale. And Artco's saying hi to a bunch of people. And Mikey, what's up? Dromies. That's cool. Dromies. I like that. That's cool.
Homies, but with the drones.
Yeah, dromies.
Yeah, that.
But wouldn't that be so homies, but the DR from drones, and then the me's from the homies. Cool. Yep. And then John saying hi to you. This was when we were struggling. Remember, we weren't live yet, and it's starting to catch up. And I'm
finally caught up.
Evie Muck's delay, of course, yes. And if Max was here, he would say Evie Muck sucks.
He would. He will later when he drops in.
I saw Joe a second ago. Joe, what's up? Hey, glad to have you as well. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make sure catching up. Moving. The Grumpy Vlogger. What is it? That's 2-minute connection time with Evie Muck. This is the first time I've had that much trouble connecting.
It's usually fast.
The first time I've had that much trouble connecting, it was just crazy. So I say, Jonathan.
Who went invisible?
Dale went again.
Dale went invisible. Well,
Jonathan Jackson, glad to have you in the house. Hey, what's up, Herman? Good to see Herman as well. And here's Caleb in the house. Rolling. Looking for a new name. Not seeing anybody. Hey, here we go.
He's saying not sure what happened.
Not sure what happened. Oh, yeah, I see that now.
the Japanese found.
Oh, wait. Here we go again. Oh no, it's the Japanese
back.
drone. It's a Japanese drone. On this
Yeah,
I got a thing. It said a little yellow tab on the bottom. It said your bandwidth reduction or something like that, and then all of a sudden it just everything stopped.
bandwidth to zero. Bandwidth reduction to zero.
Avy Muck says no on the 1080p.
That's super weird. But
Yeah,
hey, we'll get faster internet in the new space.
Oh, new. Okay, that's cool. In the new space. So you're moving from the old space to the new space. I still think it's that Japanese drone you got sitting on your desk.
Yeah.
Or am I? Is it okay to say that? Oh, you said you're okay to say.
Go Godzilla.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, just let's go ahead.
Squirrel.
Let's go Squirrel here. Let's go ahead and go Squirrel, and then highlight Dale.
All right, here we go.
Here it is, guys.
Television debut.
Yes. In hand. The
Japanese piece of crap.
I told you.
How big is that thing?
It looks like it's 3D printed.
It is big. No, it's not 3D printed. It's
Jesus.
I mean
Let me go. I'm going to go scroll all the way up. Yes, that's Charles Galuski. God bless
camera's
America.
kind of cool though. I mean,
Oh, you got all three cameras?
no, but
Oh.
it just pops.
Oh, that is.
off.
Oh, yeah. It just slides in and out.
There's a
That is
connector right in the back. The connector's
And there's
in
a
the...
top. There's a top mount.
Oh,
You have a top
whoa.
mount.
That is kind of cool. Oh, so you could do two cameras at the same time?
God, it looks like
I
it was
don't think
made
you
out
can
of...
do two cameras at the same time yet.
Oh,
It was
okay.
made out of Lego.
I swear it reminds me of the.
It's such a
It's
piece of shit.
Mavic
Remember
/
Simon?
Favic.
Do you remember Simon?
Remember
that
the
red game we had when we were kids?
Yeah, but
It looks
remember,
like
like
Simon
I said,
shit.
remember when you could convert the old Phantom 3s into a folding
Yeah,
drone?
yeah.
Uh-oh, Angel dropped. It's attacking everyone.
How the f am I going to
They're
carry
going
that in my
for-
backpack? Like that.
That is not meant for you to take in a
This
backpack.
is not
It's
meant
like
for you,
scanning and
Chuck.
thermal and stuff.
Not at
Not-
all.
Got that right. So they better not make me fly
Oh,
that
whoa,
pile
look
of
how it
shit because I don't
falls.
have no.
That's
I have
brutal.
No idea.
This
Look
is
at
like
this.
commercial infrastructure inspection stuff.
Who is it that
okay.
who's? Oh wow, it folds to the front to
See,
protect
they're
the
going for
cameras.
they're going for the Empire look though.
It's,
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely going for the Empire
I
look.
will say though, it's cool that you
Yeah.
can mount the camera like on top.
You can see them
That is
launching that from the top of an AT-AT Walker.
Yeah,
Well, from the Enterprise point of view, being able to change out from a thermal camera to a mechanical camera
that is
instantly
very cool. That's
pretty
long.
awesome.
Yeah, that's long overdue.
There's
The change of cameras is overdue. Sorry.
4 cameras. There's this one, which is the 20 megapixel. Then they have a zoom one mechanic. It's got a digital zoom, but it's not as high resolution. There's a multispectral, and then there's the thermal RGB combo with the FLIR boson.
Yeah, I guess I could warm up to it, but I'm not going to be able to travel.
Put a mini on top of it.
Right? You probably you could be like the space shuttle when they carried on the
Yeah, the
747.
camera is cool.
You could put like your Mini 3 Pro or Mini 4 Pro on the back of that
It
thing. and carry
reminds me of
around.
somebody's camera too, that kind of had that side mount thing. Seemingly, it looks almost like a strip GoPro.
The
Yeah,
remote
what's the
I'm not
battery life?
Here's a
that
good question.
fan of, but
What's the battery
Like-
life? I don't.
like
He hasn't
20
done real world testing.
25
yet. Sorry,
minutes
guys.
right now.
Oh, 25 minutes. So,
Again.
hey guys, Mike, Brian, did you all get to see the Japanese drone? It's cleared customs. Look at it, man.
You can open it up now again.
What it looks kind of like an
Unfold.
Altel setup, maybe.
God, it is fucking huge.
Yeah, it is big, man.
Jesus.
Didn't you say it was bigger than the Altel?
Oh my
It's about
God.
it's the size of like a Max 4T.
It is a
Damn.
big drone. How big are the props for that thing? I know you don't have them on right now, but
They're only 9 inches.
Okay, does it have what about the obstacle avoidance?
So it's got the front, it's got the top,
yeah.
and black and white and thermal, and the bottom as well, and lights too.
Yeah,
So not really
so
360, just
Yeah.
kind of like
pretty
an older.
close.
Well, shit, pretty close was like 10 years ago with DJI. So, just saying.
Well, yeah, but yeah, like you pointed out earlier too, though, Chuck. It's not like DJI's. Oh, that's right. Okay, I understand. I understand what's going on.
I'm surprised it doesn't have side avoidance.
Yeah, that is kind of
Yeah, me
surprising.
too. I figured it would.
Uh,
I don't know if you can read that.
okay, hang on.
How's that? I can't
Let me
read
put
it.
it back up here. Yamaha motor design.
Oh, cool.
Wow, that is kind of cool.
They are backed by Yamaha somehow,
We need
and I've
Harley.
seen some pretty cool Yamaha drones.
Where are my Harley drones at?
Where's my Harley drones? Yeah, no side sensors. That's yeah, he was talking about that.
Yeah, you
Make
start
props
start.
louder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The extra loud props of the Harley 3.1.
As opposed to the Honda, which is me 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 me.
We're here, Bill, since you were talking about it.
Okay.
There's your Phantom Mavic.
See,
There it
doesn't
is.
look as I'm saying, man. Look at that.
No, it's not. It's chunky like that, yeah. But
And hey, it folds more economically.
wow, forgot about that thing.
Woo, yeah. You said it was
Forgot
the
about
Mavic? The Mavic?
There's a different name depending on which forum you go to.
Yeah. It looks, I don't know, look at that right there. Look at that right there. It looks a hell of a lot like that, man.
Got
Ooh.
a giant battery stuck in there.
Yeah,
That's funny.
it is neat. Okay, what are we up
Or
to?
if you want to stick on drones for a second, I just found this thing today that I think I'm about to order. You can link it or just share this guy.
Okay.
Let me see. I've got that turned off.
What'd you put on top of it?
So
Oh, that
this,
one. Nice.
this is a little 2-inch that flies like a 5-inch for like $150. It is so cool. So you look at it in his hands.
Yeah, it is tiny.
It's so tiny.
Oh wow,
Pretty small.
It does
It
look cool as shit,
weighs-
though.
that's like my Darwin, that little 18650.
You can piss off mosquitoes with that thing. Or dragonflies. Dragonflies would get mad.
You watch the way it flies.
Oh, wow. It does seem kind of fly like a 5-inch.
Yeah, this thing will do whatever you want to throw at it, as long as you don't, put anything on top of it.
True.
Yeah, it won't carry anything or anything like that. But I think I'm just gonna buy this to have fun because it looks like it's gonna be just a blast to fly around.
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty cool.
Fly around the house. Maybe stick some tiny little 3D printed prop guards on it.
You can fly at Edmonds at the college,
You know,
right?
surprisingly, these little tiny drones are more wind resistant nowadays than you would think. Basically, they're just throwing such powerful motors on these little things. It's kind of ridiculous. When we did our meetup at the SATSOP, the nuclear place, there was a guy that brought a little 2-incher, and it was actually kind of windy, and he was flying around. It was definitely affecting, but it was kind of cool. So yeah.
Oh, Max showed up finally. What
on
did you
it.
think? Did you see this drone, Max? Hopefully he's still here. He was here 3 minutes ago. And there we go. Justin's here 3 minutes ago.
There's your Inspire 3 Mini.
Man, I'm just see that's our future. That's our future. $10,000 commercial drones if we want to keep flying. But it has interchangeable cameras.
Hope not.
Dom, what's up? Hey Dom, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Charles,
Hope
what
we're
do y'all
not
think of this? Okay, so
enterprise drones. Boo.
that was very cool. And if anybody doesn't know already, Dale is a distributor for the Japanese drone. Anyone looking here on the stream or watching in the future, please go to Blue Skies Drones and make sure you contact Dale, and he will hook you up.
Write
No
a check
discounts.
for
No discounts.
10,000.
I'm not authorized
whatever.
to do that. Only he is.
What is that in yen? How many yen is that thing?
How much yen is that? What's the drone called? What is it called?
Soton. SOTON. It's
SOTON.
Japanese for blue sky.
Oh no! Isn't that a nice correlation? I bet they loved seeing that email. Blue Skies Drones wants to carry our drone.
What's
Whoa!
on my keyboard?
Let's wait a minute. Type in how long this company has been in existence. Oh, before we started the
We've
drone.
been
Okay.
talking about this for like over a year, so it finally came to fruition, which is
Very
nice.
cool. I don't know if wind. I think it's got some decent sized motors on it.
Yeah, its specifications are pretty good, and it's got an IP rating, so it can fly in the rain. So
Ooh, it can fly in the rain. Well, there's a nice price, and if it actually can maintain in the rain, there's another reason for the price tag.
Maintain in the rain.
Yes, maintain in the rain. But he says what he was thinking it was going to get blown away.
It's still stupid.
Wait a minute. Does the U.S. version have working? Oh,
not yet.
oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a good question. Very good question.
Not yet. What?
About the ITE.
LTE.
LTE. My bad. Oh yeah, and then Caleb is answering. Yes, it's bind and fly. Let's see. You want to break stick and naked 03. Everybody's saying hi, Johnny Drone Flyer. Again, if you haven't already and you're interested in that new Japanese, what does it say? Say the name again, Dale. Soten drone. Make sure to get hooked up with Dale, and he'll get you. But he'll give you the $14,000 markup. Just kidding. Just call Dale. Get a hold of Dale, and he's got this drone, and he can hook you up. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to catch. Let's just go zinging down through here. Caleb's saying, "Is that what the little drone is?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it looked like it to me when I saw it in his hand. The first thing that popped into my head was dragonfly.
Nah.
Was dragonfly. Have you seen it? Oh wait a minute, Ron. I know you got it. Dale's gonna be like, I gotta pull it out again, man.
Yeah,
Look,
there you go.
You see what it is, Ron? Wait a minute, not Dale. You see what it is, Ron?
I don't know what it is.
Yes, you do. That's the Soten, the
Oh,
Japanese.
really? The
drone,
Japanese drone.
live in the United States.
Oh, wow. The unveiling. It's a big drone.
Yeah,
Well,
he said it was as
drone.
big as the Max.
It is a big drone.
Well, Enterprise
Look how it
was
folds
so
up.
big.
What is that? That's a female
Yeah,
fold,
it's-
ain't it?
You know, for an enterprise drone, it's compact, but man,
Look, show,
for
show Ron what you showed us on the side. Who helps them out?
all the
You see that,
motors.
Ron?
Yeah, I know Yamaha motors. They make a lot of great motors.
Look, yeah, and it's got those are some serious motors on there. I think it can hang in the sky pretty well.
And that's a unique folding operation there, Dale.
Yeah, it's forward. Femi is backwards, I think, right?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that Femi would probably try to take him to court and get some kind of cut out of him. So
Maybe.
yeah, it makes sense. They're still gonna try. You watch.
I think about it. That's kind of like a parrot folds that way too, doesn't it?
Let me wait a minute. Do you have to sing "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head" when the drone is in the rain?
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Dale, do you have a lot of
Sure.
interest in that drone from your enterprise customers?
I mean, we're just now starting to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hey, here's your first customer. Brian
Yeah,
says
right.
he's got $10,000 burning a hole in his
Sure,
pocket.
go, Brian. Do it, Brian. Go.
Well, and I thought that was really cool, Ron.
It's worth it for certain jobs. I mean, NDAA compliant. So
Dale will be sending you Ron will be sending you a message after the show asking if you want to be on Drone Nation next week to show everybody the Japanese drone.
You and the Sotan or whatever.
Yeah. See, I
Suntan.
can see.
I know you don't care about me. You just
I saw the light bulb go on.
Hey, Dale, another quick question. Now, this drone, being it's from Japan, it doesn't follow any of the laws that affects DJI and the other Chinese drones. Is that correct?
It's interesting. Like, there's a geofence on it. And
Oh.
The geofence is it can only fly in the United States and territories.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
you cannot take this to Canada. You cannot take it to South America.
Wait a minute. Look at this. Look
One
at
more
this.
reason why
Remember what I was
feel
saying?
that.
It looks like the Phantom to Favic conversion. kit.
Tony's right. It does. And Tony has.
I've been saying that. We were saying that in our chat.
Yeah.
When Dale posted it earlier, I was like, it looks like the Favic. And then Caleb brought up a bunch of pictures. We were already showing them. But it's really cool to, so it's something to look. It's a transformer too.
It does look like a transformer.
Bigger. It looks to me like it's got capabilities. I'm not denying that. Hopefully it will perform up to, I don't think they're going to put out a $10,000 drone commercially in the US that's going to fail, which sucks. But we'll see if they can come up with something cheaper.
Now, Dale, with the specs on this Sotan, what DJI Enterprise drone is it comparable to?
I mean, it's similar to a Mavic 3. Obviously, it doesn't have the same flight time and doesn't have 360 obstacle avoidance, but it's got a 20 megapixel, sensor on it as the base sensor. But then you can have 3 other sensors as well. So
it has interchangeable cameras, like you can put the infrared and the other type of cameras on there the enterprise guys need.
there's a zoom camera, there's a multispectral camera, and then there's a 320 close and combo camera. Clear.
And now this is mechanical shutter on these cameras for
mechanical
mapping?
shutter on the 20 megapixel. Yeah, the standard.
Ooh.
So
They just had to
spec out pretty good for 10 grand.
That might benefit us though.
With the
That's
NDAA compliancy, yeah.
That might benefit us in the long run as long as we Okay, Chuck, put your question out that you played to me, so that we can have everybody here and in the chat go through the same.
Wait, what
Go
am I
ahead. You want
doing?
to remember what you were asking? Or do we see a foreseeable future to the end of DJI drones, even the consumer drones, and our usage of them in the United States? And it's
Oh,
just an open question. We're not picking sides. We're just giving a
right.
theory and what we might think about it. Anybody? Are we?
I think we have a 3 to 5 year battle on our hands. If there's any kind of conflict, like national conflict,
We're
then
done.
it'll
Oh,
end sooner.
you mean like over in what's that little island off of China and what's the one that's Taiwan? It's always in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to throw another question right back related to. I'm going to what do you call it, bounce off that first question, and I'll go to anybody in the panel, maybe Chuck in particular. If the DJI drones get banned, even to the down to the consumer level, will the Pocket 3, the Action 4, and the Mate 2
Oh
survive? Will they
wow!
still be products that can be sold in the U.S. at that point?
Jesus, I
There's,
hope so, but I don't
there's a
know.
good chance that, DJI products, period, would be banned.
But
Because
also,
it does make sense because
Whoa!
They'd be
if
crushing
all those prices, all those devices are connected to the
Wow!
internet too, and the mic could, if you had the mic around a sensitive government location, the mic
Wait,
could
wait, wait,
record
wait.
something to send back to
Stop, Ron.
Best comment of the night. Are you ready?
wallpaper. Is he?
Wait.
Oh, oh well,
Nice.
we know what happened with extended warranties, don't we?
Yeah. But that's a deep thought now, that it could potentially get rid of all DJI products, because that's what I'm
And
thinking.
Altel.
Oh yeah,
Not
it's going to be
pretty much,
Chinese products. Period.
pretty much
And
everything.
Femi and Hubson.
Your
So
mobile phones that are
at
big
the
and pretty now.
extreme, right, the extreme end, if there's a conflict, there will be no Chinese products, which means pretty much minimize almost Costco, Walmart,
They won't have anything
Target,
to sell.
all that stuff. It would cause chaos.
no cell phone.
And I
Right?
would
No,
put a bid
no
in Bill
roaming time.
Scudio because that's the only drone I'll be flying then.
Good luck.
Bill
So
flies
in
the
reality,
Scudio,
though,
The
in
Navy would
reality,
probably
though,
take GPS back over again, and we wouldn't have it.
the reason for the drone ban is because of the Wi-Fi signals and capabilities of how it can actually go places other things can't, right? So I wouldn't think that your Pocket would be banned for that. You're not transmitting the same way that it is, and you also can't fly over infrastructure with it the same way they can.
Out of convenience, they might just ban it all, though, just because it's easy. Just like you can't fly a drone below, whatever feet, even though flying a drone from 0 to 50 feet should be no problem for anybody because no aircraft's going to be there except close to the airport. But
Once
it's
you
too
get to that point,
complicated.
though, there
Too
isn't really any point even
complicated.
talking about it.
It's just too
and
complicated.
Caleb, I could put my Pocket 3 on a long pole and maybe I could record some sensitive data at a height of say 15,
Wow,
20
you are
feet
just
in
a
the air.
troublemaker. You could start calling you Ron Snowden.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's a possibility of me like all this stuff is all
Go ahead, Ron.
possibilities.
Go to the nuclear power station I was at a few weeks ago and stick your pole over their fence and see what happens.
Yeah, stick
Yeah.
your pole over their
Go
fence
for it.
and say, I've got your pole right here, buddy.
No. I'm just.
You won't be a troublemaker anymore.
You know my strange mind. All I heard was stick your pole over a fence.
That's
And I was
all I
like-
heard too. I know. It's like it wasn't good.
And I was like, "Hey, that's my wife you're talking about there."
Is that your pole? Is that your pole? Or are you just happy to see me?
I didn't say through the fence, Bill.
Mm. Through the fence.
That implies it's even bigger, Caleb, because it was going over.
Ooh. I have a
Flopping
great
over.
to talk about.
So wait a minute, and let me get back to Chuck's question. So in 5 years, okay, say they ban DJI drone sales, can we still fly our existing DJI drones, or will they be taken out of the air also?
Try to take us all out.
Retaliation might be a push of firmware if they could, but if you were smart, then you didn't update the firmware right away.
And what if I'm flying the Phantom 1, which isn't connected to the internet?
Guess you're all right.
If there's an animosity against DJI as a company and or just China, period, because of a war or something, then they may ban or ground all drones for a while. All
Yeah,
drones.
that's true.
All,
Yeah,
even
yeah, that
American-made drones.
Yeah, that would
They,
make
they
sense.
won't care. They don't want to see anything in the air. If there is a war going on, they're not going to want anything in the air.
Wow, we're getting intense here.
Sorry.
Wow.
Everybody's like, what?
That's the preparedness side of me over here.
What about other things like what about model airplanes and things like that?
What happened on 9/11?
What about like kites and so on?
What happened on 9/11? They ground everything.
Make sure
Everything.
it's not an electric.
Everything.
And they slowly let stuff up. But if you were out
Oh my
there
God, is
flying
that killing
something-
everybody that bad? Hang
if
on.
you were out there trying to fly something on 9/12, someone was asking you questions.
there really weren't consumer drones at that time, right?
No, but there was
There
model
were model aircraft
Yeah.
Were there radio controlled model aircrafts at that time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what about Addy mode? What isn't Addy mode basically? Wait a minute, Caleb. Are we going to get in trouble for showing
Let's
somebody's
see,
video
nice
like we did the
pocket
NHL
listed
video?
now. Oh yeah. Brian said yeah. Even if DJI, well, the problem is, Brian, you need to have the Fly app on your device before you have Litchi. They somehow the Fly app's got to be there. You can't just go. You can't fly without the Fly app being part of your controller.
Isn't Litchi only iOS too?
No. In fact, they're not going to the new DJI. What do you call it? The
SDK
kit.
does not
They don't
support
support
iOS,
iOS anymore. They only support Android. So it is on both platforms.
Oh yeah,
There
yeah.
will be only Android going forward.
That'll be the next squirrel. That'll be the next squirrel, Caleb. I know what it is now. Are you ready for the next squirrel?
Oh,
This is
we got
this
a
is
bigger squirrel than the last
Your
squirrel.
tax dollars at work, and we'll let Caleb go into the explanation.
Well, I don't know about tax dollars, but this thing is patrolling in Squim now, which is a small town not that far away from me. It's a robot, and somebody asked on the side what it does, and Security Services Northwest Incorporated says it captures license plate numbers, detects and captures wireless devices, 360-degree video with thermal imaging, and autonomous patrolling with post and route deviation.
So can't you just kick it over?
And everybody says that in the comments.
Is that an American-made device?
Yeah. Well,
It is?
at least
Okay.
supposedly.
So can it upright itself if somebody
But-
decides to tip it over, or
No, all the alarms go off and it takes pictures of you and they send somebody out to arrest you.
It's like I'm
Yeah,
not going to
you're
wear like a
picking it
mask,
over.
like I wear like a
Oh, Tony's
Trump
saying,
mask or something, and walk up and kick it over and just walk away. And it was just Trump. Who cares?
And then they'll go arrest Trump again.
Hey,
Yeah, they'll arrest him again.
Hey,
He'll get
hey,
off and
hey,
then,
hey,
no problem.
We're
So anyway,
talking
like,
about the droid patrolling, and it doesn't have any politician's face on it.
It
You know,
should,
you're not
though.
going to do shit to it. And Tony said they had these at New York and Times Square on the
RoboCop.
subway.
Yeah, RoboCop.
How much does it cost, Caleb?
I have no idea. They haven't really released any specifics on it, at least from this company, which is one of the things that I just kind of don't like. I don't like the idea of a corporate company coming in and patrolling my streets with software that steals my Wi-Fi numbers and my cell phone ID numbers and also looks into my house with thermal. Like, the fact that it can see into your house with thermal is already kind of not cool to me.
Dude, look at how
Well,
can it detect
what are
my
the Karens
plug?
going to think of this, Caleb? The Karens that don't like drones. What are they gonna think?
Yeah, I don't think I'll have time to detect that.
Yeah, I don't
honestly.
think it'll have time to detect that.
Yeah. Will this show up in that Karen app as
That's awesome.
That's
the comment of the
remote
night.
ID?
Well, hey, you know what, Mike? You missed that Japanese. What? Say it again, Dale.
Soten.
Soten drone. It was live. Dale's got it right there on his desk, and we've shown it about 18 times. But you just have to go back and watch the replay. Again, yes, Lawrence. Again, we had the Soten drone, and Dale's got it on his desk. He's already shown it about 18 times. Please watch the replay. But we're going to catch up now, and he's telling us now about the RoboCop in Squeam.
You know what I would do this RoboCop? I'd put a remote ID device on, so then I'd know where it is at all times.
But he said, okay, look at this. He said they had the same robot here in New York City Systems. They quickly stopped the program because the robot could not climb stairs.
Oh, well, Caleb, in your town there, do you have any stairs?
I wonder how it does in the snow.
Why the hell would you do? That's so funny, man.
How's it do in the snow?
Oh my god. That's
I mean,
so
I'm
funny.
sure it depends what you put on the bottom of it.
Chuck, it winters in Florida. It winters in Florida during the snow season.
That's so
Wait
messed
till
up.
the first sinkhole swallows it up. That'd be funny.
Yeah, invasion
The
of
one
Androids.
thing that I don't like is that, so you are not allowed to scan my house with thermal as a cop. You have to get a search warrant to do that. Now, the security company doesn't have to because they're third party and they can just do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Thermal
So
can't penetrate glass and can't penetrate walls.
well, it can see how much house heat I'm putting out. If I have, like, say, a giant, some sort of heat thing going on, or if my window happens to be open.
Yeah, it can do that. It can see through an
And the
open
fact is that it's doing it willy nilly without talking to anybody about it. So is that an invasion of privacy, peering into my house with advanced
I
tools?
don't know, was it?
And since
I think
it's not, the government has said that the cops can't do it, so why can these guys do it? And they're reporting it to the cops.
It reminds me, or makes me think of Demolition Man.
Yeah, right. That's a good movie. Well, maybe this, maybe you can get a good lawyer and bring that up in court if it ever gets you for anything. You can say, well, the third
Caleb,
party.
if you're not doing anything wrong, it shouldn't be a problem.
Until
That's what
somebody
they-
decides
that's what
they
they
see
always
something they
say right
want,
before
because
they
we
lock you up.
absolutely work in a corrupt system.
It confuses the thermal can. Says it looks like this man's assaulting this woman.
So I'm just gonna say here. So with that in mind, I still don't know what to think about it, but it concerns me just a smidge that mother was convicted of murder or homicide, even though she didn't actually do it or have anything to do with it, and her child did it. So where does that responsibility shift? This is a landmark case, right? Now, you can be held responsible, even though you weren't flying that drone. It was your drone, so now you should have been responsible for it.
True.
That's my concern, is something like that, because it's your product. There's protection to Google and all these Facebook and all these social media companies now from, like, if somebody posts something, they don't get held responsible for it because it's not their platform. But there's been a big push to make them responsible for that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, back to what you were saying before. If you're a big company and somebody tries to do it too, you have a whole a floor full of lawyers to help you out. But if it's you or me or whatever, we don't have a giant law team behind us. We'll have trouble fighting it.
But no,
Right.
did you hear what I said a minute ago, though? That the robot would misinterpret it and say, it looks like that man's assaulting that woman.
But then, let's put it the other way. What if somebody's about to break in your house and that robot sees them and reports it or whatever, and the cops come and arrest the guy? That robot just saved all your stuff from getting stolen.
Well, if you weren't there.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, even if we were there, maybe the cops get him before he gets in the house.
You can make up a one-off for any situation you want.
Yes.
I mean, that doesn't really make anything okay or not okay.
Yeah.
The same way that my thermal argument isn't really, I mean, that's not bulletproof by any sort of means, for sure.
Right.
But it's just the little things that kind of make you wonder. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
don't like the idea that you can't vote on it. You can't vote on it and say you want or don't want this in your neighborhood. They can just put it there.
Well, what if your local politicians don't let them? What if the mayor of your town says no?
Well, then they better talk to whoever makes it law and figure that out over the 9 years that it'll take to make anything law.
Yeah.
I mean, it's third party. Do we want to privatize our military police society, you guys? I don't think so.
All right, let's go. Let's ease it out now. Everybody know, there's some things we agree with and don't agree with, and yes, I'm concerned about a few issues myself, but I'm not going to continue to air them in that way. So let's move on a little bit here. So basically, everybody here, including the people that kind of dropped out because the conversation got a little tense. Well, no, if you notice, see, we kind of went down there. But anyway, like I said, what are y'all going to do? Like, everybody here is no Super Bowl kind of people. So, like I said, I'm probably going to watch it. But are you going to make a special day out of it? Are you going to cook special food? And if you actually are watching the game, who are you pulling for? And are you making special food? Are you having a bunch of friends over? What are you going to do to get together? maybe Caleb has more information about when he came on for a little while last week, and maybe he has an update this week. I don't know, or maybe we could just discuss it more. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something streaming that I have been watching.
What day is the football?
Sunday.
This
Sunday
Sunday.
what?
At 6:30?
The
6:30
11th?
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what it is on the West Coast.
So that 6:30 Eastern is going to be 3:30 for us.
So that's good. You get the game early. Let me check that exact time here, but it's around about 6:30. But I'll check the ESPN app. And the line changed again today. It went back to 2-point 49er favors. It was 1.5 on Monday night, so the line's bouncing around a little bit.
Well, they're all thinking Brock Purdy is the next big thing.
Bill Montana.
Well, I'll tell
I
you
don't
what. I'm
think
a
so.
foodie. I like to make food, so I'll make food for whatever reason.
Bill, I confirm 6:30 is kickoff. 6:30 East Coast time.
Is kickoff. Yeah, so we're going to be getting it around 3:30 our time.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool since we're talking about football.
Yes.
And I know that you're not really football fans, but we here in Seattle have a new football coach. We have a new coaching staff.
Yes.
I want to ask a question of here and the people that are watching out in the crowd. I know this isn't drone. This is squirrel related.
Yes.
How many people here think that we're done with Geno Smith as a quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks?
Oh, you don't have anybody in the wings. You'd have to bring somebody in from the outside, right?
Yeah, because the thing about because he's what's his name? Drew is
Drew Lock. Yeah.
he's a free agent though.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know if they would negotiate to keep it. I think that Drew's a decent quarterback.
He played ball when he had to step in this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he had more reps, he could do a lot better and grow into a good quarterback. Or there's a rumor floating around they're going to try to trade around and possibly get a brand new quarterback.
I think Russell Wilson could be available from the Broncos.
I think Russell Wilson would be a backup if he came back to Seattle. He would be the guy on the bench or holding the clipboard.
Right. Who is your new head coach out there, Bill?
Michael McDonald.
Was he an assistant on team already?
He was he was defensive coordinator for the Ravens.
Okay, so they have a good defense, so that bodes well.
Yeah, and they've brought in some good coaching staff. So we don't know what kind of wheeling and dealing they're going to be doing, but we'll just have to. I'm just asking. Chuck has to go to work tomorrow, so he just took off. He has got some other stuff to do. Like I said, sometimes conversations, we try not to let them go off the rails there. And I understand everybody's got their opinions and stuff. I just try not to really to do it here.
How controversial
I understand why
can a robot roaming around the neighborhood really be at this point?
Well, it was just something cool and something interesting, I understand why it was brought up and the way it was brought up was to show a correlation as to what could potentially happen with drones. That's the whole point.
Right.
And I get all that. But there for a second there I was afraid it was going to go woo. But let's see, guys, just sell clothes dryers and start using clotheslines again. That will fix the robot.
Yeah, everybody will have those thin wires in their backyard to knock the drones down.
Yeah. Well, so that's what it's going to be like a drone capture device, and it'll just be like clotheslines stacked on top of clotheslines about 10 high in your backyard. It'll be like a fly paper.
Actually, Bill, I think that robot will be good because nobody's going to be worried about a little drone flying over the house when that big robot's riding down the sidewalk in front of the house.
Yeah, that's
one good thing. Hey, maybe DJI will eventually make those robots.
Well, no, we're talking about the potential ban of all DJI products. Didn't you hear?
Our DJI drones are going to hack the robot, and the robot is going to start attacking people in their homes.
But Dale had a point that DJI could be like, we haven't done anything wrong, and they could push out a firmware update that basically unlocked the drone.
I mean, if they were going to, right now they're banning DJI at a lot of events and different kinds of things because they were involved with the CCP and the Uyghurs, right?
Right.
So why wouldn't they ban them for all their products? They don't want to ban just their drones. They're going to ban the company.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's my point.
And we forgot to mention there were drones in football, Super Bowl. The man that flew the Mini 2 at the Baltimore Ravens last week got arrested. He faces up to 4 years in jail.
Yeah, see, that's a good, like, see what John's saying? Are they going to, is somebody going to, because I bet you even money somebody will try.
Well, actually, I think the NFL, maybe not this year, but they plan on flying like drones at games in the near future. I mean, we can't fly drones at games, but if the NFL wants to, they can do it.
But think of how in the hell are they going to know which one's a rogue drone and which one's not?
Blue
The
vec.
NFL logo on the official.
I get that, yeah, but we're talking about something that's like what, this big?
Big school,
flying around in the sky?
yeah.
Blue
You
vec.
can sneak in, get your footage, and get out. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Dale.
Blue vec. I just watched the video today. It's oh, not that one.
Oh,
That's
We're gonna
different.
okay, that's different. Go ahead, say it.
Blue vec is a like a sensor, like it's out of Canada, and it'll detect drones and tell you what type and manufacturer and frequencies and remote ID and everything.
wow.
And it can go up to 24 miles.
24 miles. That's good range.
For detection.
And you say that's a Canadian company?
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm back. Marla 2872.
BLUVEK or BLUVEC.
Huh.
You should have told her you were hooked up with Marla 2871. I'm already hooked up with Marla 2871. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways,
keep talking. I'm
well,
trying to highlight the chat.
before I got us off on the subject that the Mini 2 pilot, the Ravens game got caught, what were we talking about before I threw us off track?
No, I had mentioned something earlier about how wasn't the championship game the last time that a drone kind of flew in the AFC?
That was the Ravens game where the Mini 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Mini 2. I heard they had found the guy.
article said today the Mini 2.
But see, Chuck and I were talking about that right before we went live. So probably
and the Mini 2, of course, does not have remote ID, so they could not see it on remote ID.
Well, but with the new firmware update, anything with the regular batteries in them is not going to have remote ID either. So those were two questions that I put to Chuck. If you have a drone that doesn't broadcast remote ID, say a sub 249 gram drone, don't you have to fly in a FRIA?
Theoretically.
Well, no, if you're
that's what Dale just said.
If you're a hobbyist pilot and the drone's not licensed or whatever, you can fly under 250 gram drone without broadcasting remote ID.
Right. But go ahead, Dale.
You got to fly in a FRIA.
You can't fly in your yard or anything like that. You have to be able to broadcast remote ID in order for you to be able to fly, like in your backyard, or say
You
for
have
you.
to be able, you have to do it.
You have to do it.
So DJI has kind of screwed everybody into, you got to buy that heavier battery if you want to fly at your house, because otherwise you're not going to like say you go to the beach, Ron, and you're flying your Mini 3 Pro using a standard battery. Technically, well, no, you can because you're 107, but you would still have to. You wouldn't be broadcasting remote ID, and you'd have to find a way to do that.
Right. Well, wait a minute. What changed, Dale, when remote ID first came about in September? Under 250 grams drones did not have to broadcast remote ID. What changed since September 18th?
It didn't change. You are supposed to fly in a FRIA.
Because
that wasn't the way it was worded on September 18th.
But the reason being for that, Ron, is technically the previous wording that has always been there has said a drone that wasn't capable of broadcasting remote ID was had to go fly in a FRIA. So you can buy a module and stick it on your Mini 3 Pro, which is going to put it over 249 any damn way, or you go buy the heavier battery so that it will broadcast. But technically, even the rule is still the same as to if it has to broadcast remote ID, period. And by DJI turning it off when it's under 240 or 250, you're stuck in a FRIA because it doesn't broadcast remote ID. So it's the same thing as all the other old Phantom 3s and all that stuff that would have to have a module. You understand what I'm saying now?
I do, but this is the first time anybody's explained it to me like this. For instance, when we had Pilot Institute, Greg on, he didn't explain it like this. He didn't explain it that way to us back in the fall.
I know, but the wording about being a drone that doesn't broadcast remote ID, the wording hasn't changed. That part of the rule has not changed at all. So yes, you don't have to broadcast remote ID when you're sub 249, but under the way it's written, you have to fly in a FRIA because you're not broadcasting.
And have the number of frees increased greatly since the rule was written?
No, not really.
I think what's really weird is like, okay, so it says if you're over 249, you have to have the remote ID, and if you're under 249, you don't, right? And I think DJI, instead of saying that even with the smaller battery, it's under 249, and all drones under 249 don't have to have the remote ID. So that's why they had the two different battery changes. But it is a little bit weird because there were people who want to use the smaller battery as a Part 107 device. Now they're being forced to go buy a bigger battery so they can fly under Part 107.
Hello, Angel.
Welcome back, Angel.
And the way
Hey guys.
the way the FAA says is that if you manufacture a drone, they can't. You as an end user cannot turn the remote ID on and off. It has to be manufactured.
I understood. Yeah, I've understood that all along. But of course, I'm not turning on and off. DJI is with the firmware and the batteries. Now, I mean, I'm only arguing for the people that don't want to broadcast remote ID. I fly every flight as a Part 107 because every time I turn the camera on a drone, there's a possibility that I'm going to put that video up on a monetized channel. So I fly every single flight, whether it's a mini drone, a Air, or a Mavic, as a Part 107. And I prefer using a heavy battery because it makes the drone not only fly longer, but the drone actually is heavier. It handles better in the wind. And actually, I think it flies faster with that plus battery. So I prefer to use the plus battery.
Well, we're not here. See, we're not saying that we're dumb. But we're trying to say is they didn't change the original wording about what drones were supposed to be flying in FRIAs.
Yeah.
So technically, if the drone doesn't broadcast remote ID, regardless of what it weighs, it's supposed to. So we're not saying that you can't go out and fly it. We're saying technically because they didn't, which all of us has said, this whole thing about how they came up with remote ID and all of it, there's so many contradictory parts, it's ridiculous. And we were all like, they'll never be able to put it into effect because this contradicts this and this contradicts this and this contradicts the other. We're just pointing out another part of it that doesn't, contradicts it. Because it doesn't, for the actual what has to fly in a FRIA, it simply says a drone that doesn't broadcast remote ID.
Okay, let's go back to the technically part. Technically, do you think the FAA, well, have they now, or do you think that ever in the future, will they actually use that wording to prosecute somebody?
No. Okay,
Yeah,
we need to go read it again.
And they're probably never, ever going to, hold that miswording against a drone pilot.
No, I don't think that there's much that they can do unless you go out and you blatantly break some other stupid law.
Right. If you break 10 other laws, they may, what do you call that, dogpile that on you, but that's never going to be the thing that's going to get you.
But yeah,
silent pause there, folks.
Oh, no, it wasn't like this. I'm not trying to, wait a minute, sub 250. No, we're saying technically, but can you post the actual?
They're just saying it's misworded.
Post where it talks about what has to fly in a FRIA. That's what I'm trying to talk about because maybe they did change the wording, but I'm not talking about where it says, yes, it says that 249 doesn't, but technically by the wording of what drones are supposed to fly in a FRIA, there's no little codicil added to it in parentheses that says does not apply to 249 or 250 and below. Because they would have to add that to fix it because that's what it said before, right? Oh no, he's still saying that there's no technical.
How about this? How about they make about 80 or 90% of the U.S. a FRIA? Make most of the country a giant FRIA and only put the military, airports, and whatever not as part of the FRIA.
Well, according to he's saying that there's no technicality, it's all black and white, and the entire remote ID process makes perfect sense. Apparently.
FRIA is a place that you can fly over 249
Okay, cool.
gram drone
Well,
without remote ID.
Yeah, so
true.
that's where you're limited at. So, okay, so we
You don't-
did
don't
have it
need to
wrong.
be, you don't. It doesn't have to be registered either. Correct, Dale?
No, you don't have to. So you basically you can fly it anywhere. Is that going
The
to be
only
an
thing,
issue?
the only thing you're doing it free is obey the drone regulations when you're flying.
Yeah, whatever
drones.
the organization has is the rules.
Yeah, you have to follow. You have to follow a CBO.
Now,
no
has
matter what.
anybody on this panel ever flew in a FRIA?
No, I don't.
Not me.
No.
Has anybody ever seen a FRIA or been near one?
Yeah, I live near one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you can just go over there and just take out all your old drones over there and just go hog wild.
No, I got to go pay them a lot of money.
You got to pay them money.
I forgot.
I got to
Yeah,
join their flight.
Hey, wait a minute.
club
Just tell
and
them it's a
everything.
FRIA, Bill. When they ask for money, say, but you're a FRIA.
It doesn't matter though. These are like groups, AMA groups that have them for their planes and stuff.
Yeah.
So they have applied and they have gotten the FRIAs.
So you need to be like a member.
What's really fun is if there's a FRIA that's in a DJI geolocked location.
Well, then take your Autel drones.
Just as long as you know your CBO.
Then you have all those people from the CBO and the group looking at you like, why are you flying a drone here?
Well, have my masquerade and cover it up with what looks like a RC airplane. Skin it with an RC airplane.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I have my RAW FRIA that goes across the whole country. Ride the Angel Wave FRIA.
That's what I want.
Oh, your Angel Wave FRIA.
What we really need to do is start we need Charles wants to rate DJI. First, they screw being 2 owners, no remote ID. Yeah.
Well, and if they tuned in earlier, we would realize that we'd already gotten rid of all the DJI products anyway.
Yeah. In the next 5 years,
we're already 3 to 5
years.
3 to 5 years, no more DJI products. That was earlier in the show. So
they're all going to just disintegrate.
We were technically speaking on a technicality anyway.
I hope that.
But yes, we were wrong. I was wrong.
I will be in a different business.
Oh, what? In the next 3 to 5 years, you'll be in a different business.
If DJI goes out, I will probably have to leave the business.
Well, you'll just be selling all the American-made drones.
I can do only so much.
Well, actually, start your own American drone company up and revolutionize the industry.
Would be nice.
DJI needs to, yeah, they do.
Hardware is hard, and sourcing American hardware is even harder.
Well, that's why you need to get in early.
Not impossible.
Not
just hard and
So
expensive.
yeah, okay. Here's the deal. So you're using let's say a Mini 4 Pro for professional work, but you're using a standard battery. What do you do then? There's no way to
quickly buy the Plus battery.
Well, no, seriously. I mean,
from your local drone store.
Yeah, now you have to have the bigger battery, otherwise it won't.
Yeah,
it won't
quick.
work.
I mean, it's not like they're hard. It's not like they're hard to find.
Part 107 guys, not messing necessarily with the non-Part 107.
Yeah, the Plus batteries are easy to get. Pick up a couple Plus batteries and tuck that under 250 gram battery away.
So the VTOL, they call it SUAS. That's all that matters. Unmanned aircraft system. And that's what everything refers to. Drone is a...
You say, will you be able to fly the VTOL?
Oh,
then?
Whoa, did you see this?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. You can, they can't put a switch in, but essentially you do have a switch. You just switch the Plus battery, and that's like having a switch.
That's kind of weird. So the FAA deliberately gave DJI a way to make more money?
Oh, by outlawing the switch, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now the only way that you can fly in a professional manner is to buy that bigger battery.
Are we saying the FAA and DJI are in cahoots now?
Well, it just seems a little weird that their very rule makes it beneficial for people to buy, spend an extra $19 and buy a bigger battery.
That whole act about them banning is all just a cover, so that people don't know they're in cahoots. Mini 5 Pro. Hey, did you see the rumors for the Mini 5 Pro? Sounds pretty good.
Already?
One inch sensor, I think, is going to have a 3x tele camera.
I saw that too.
38 minutes of flight time, which doesn't. I guess it only gets 38 now because it has all the extra hardware on it now. Some kind of super 28 20 was it 22 miles of range or something? It's occupancy 4 plus. It's going to be the bee's knees when it comes out.
Basically, it's an Air 2S, but mini size.
Yeah, well, kind of a combination Air 3, Air 2S, in a mini shell.
Yeah.
It's going to be the drone everybody needs. But what about that remote ID? What about the? Will it have the remote ID locked to the plus battery?
I have it right here. So flight time up to, I think this is a spoof. Flight time up to 38 minutes. OcuSync up to 22-kilometer range.
Yes.
1-inch CMOS sensor. 5.1 video, 50 frames. 4K 150. 4K 100. HDR 1080p at 200. Telezoom 3x. Optical infrared camera. Twist to lock on propellers.
How about that infrared camera and twist and lock propellers? That thing is going to sell like hotcakes, Angel. Angel, can you put me on the waiting list?
But why would it have that middle sensor?
Ron, I'll sell you one.
Sell me an early
quote.
Hey, I'm gonna get credit on Temu here. We got.
Yeah, Angel, you better order a bunch of them. I think.
Hey,
yeah.
Angel needs to order the Inspire 3.
That's right.
Temu.
The Tinspire 3. The Tinspire 3.
There was another thing that Chuck and I were talking about before we went live, and I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, when he was talking about, he said that we were talking about figuring a workaround, and then everybody came up with their different ideas. So, are we saying, or the theory is, in 3 to 5 years, they're just going to brick everything? Basically, is that the theory?
And then Brian in the chat mentioned that. What about when somebody hacks the DJI firmware and they start flying it with either third-party apps or third-party controllers?
But wouldn't they have to give out? Go ahead.
Here, let me ask a question. What happened? Who's anybody have a drone that they still use from back? I guess pre 2018. Now we're looking at 6 years ago.
A lot of people
still around. Is it is it Tello 218?
Okay, and then what happens if you let's say your batteries are kind of, not drawing as much?
My Tello batteries are starting to go.
Pixie in a box.
Could you get a replacement battery, or is it kind of like
you can still go on eBay and buy all sorts of OME batteries, aftermarket batteries? Yeah, you can buy batteries all day and night for the Tello.
Okay, but for one of the bigger drones, for example,
there's lots of people that make batteries.
For the Tello, I got tons of Tello batteries. You want to buy some?
Oh, I don't have a Tello, but
mine are starting to go a little bad, Dale.
There's a whole market for people making Inspire 1 and 2 batteries out there.
Really?
By slapping other batteries together, different types of batteries into Inspire battery cases, basically.
Just replace the guts of the battery gut.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, Dale, rather than me buying the Tello batteries off of you, want to buy my Tello buy the drone off of me?
No, we sold our last Tellos this year.
That's why I don't fly all my little guys, though. The batteries end up frying so fast. I don't like rebuying little tiny 1S batteries every friggin' 3 months.
Yeah.
That's why you see like 6 of them over here on the wall.
Yeah, so every year we get further away. We keep flying. Like I felt like my Mavic 3 batteries. I've owned it now for 2.5 years, or two years and 4 months, and you could see you aren't getting as full of a, you're not getting the full charge like you used to, right? I fly the thing a lot, so now 7-8 years, eventually they're gonna keep upgrading technology. you're going to probably have to either upgrade or lose it. Oh, the first one. Okay. How's that going for you, Robert?
And also, a lot of people do still fly the Phantom 3, pros and the Phantom 3 standard.
Yeah,
I mean, there's still a lot of groups on Facebook that are very active.
Yeah.
And you're just talking about DJI stuff too, though. I mean, we toasted a few of our Autel batteries already because they are not as smart as DJI batteries, and we were not being as smart with them. So that's actually another point in DJI's favor, is those smart batteries do a really good job of maintaining.
Right.
Well, so the cool thing is Dale's gonna do a series of videos. So please tune into Dale's channel as he tests the Soten drone to its fullest capabilities.
That'll be an interesting series.
Well, like I said, Ron's already booked you for
missing is the smart controller, though.
Ron's already booked Dale for next Monday, so tune into Drone Nation and see the Soten drone again live.
If we can afford them.
Huh?
You know what we have to pay these drone guests for these shows.
You got to pay your guests? Wow.
And they get a cut. They get a cut of the revenue. We get our cut of the revenue here. That's what we don't want to go. That's why we don't want to get demonetized. We need our checks.
We need our checks.
Exactly.
People don't realize how much
Hell
money
no,
we make
man. We're going to
shows.
start. We're going to do like all the rockers and start our geriatric tour soon.
Yeah. Hey, droners on tour or something.
Yeah, droners on the road. On the road with droners.
Hey, can we get like kind of a Grateful Dead type band to drive around in our bus or?
Wait, well, I've only showed Caleb, but I don't want to make it because I know they're going to come up with something else. But it was really cool. I got really creative and told, and he was like, "Ooh, really good prompts," and it did come out nice. Although the lettering's a little different, and I think there would probably need to be some stuff done there. But anyway, yeah. Okay, Lance is asking Angel. Oh, are you going out tonight? Tonight?
No, tomorrow in Tacoma.
Tomorrow in Tacoma.
How
In
far
the
is
morning?
Tacoma?
You're going in the morning?
Yeah, in the morning. I gotta go every Thursday. I've been going to Tacoma. So
okay.
we met a few weeks ago, and yeah.
Okay,
How's
so
Lance
yes,
doing?
tomorrow
How's
in
Lance
Tacoma.
doing, Angel?
Say it again.
How's Lance doing, Angel?
Lance is doing great. We flew on Monday.
Good.
Hey, Ron,
Yes.
John's got something for you.
Marcus pays me.
Oh, Marcus pays you. Oh, and it comes out here. I'll tell y'all something that I don't know many of you ever knew. Ron named it Xeno Nation to begin with. And I sent Ron 50 million different messages going, please call it Drone Nation. You're going to pigeonhole yourself. Please call it Drone. And he's like, nah, this is where we're going to start out with. Okay, fine.
And
I'm glad
remember,
it's Drone Nation.
for a year, we were formerly known as Drone Nation.
Yeah, but I begged him from the get-go, just call it Drone Nation. And I actually made a show here on drone therapy. It was Chris Hope was on with us and everything. And this was before they had switched the group and the channel name over. Yeah. And it was called Drone Nation, but it was cool.
You want to hear the funny thing, Bill? I think we got more views back in those old Drone Nation days than we do now.
It's that's something I was okay. Thank you, Ron, for bringing the train back on the tracks. Thank you very much. Okay, here's the big question: with all these people, whether they're 107 pilots or whatever, who are flying their drones into these events, are drones ever going to be able to overcome the stigma? And like Ron's pointed out, the views are already going down. You know, there's the cinematic videos don't get, because there's a bazillion of them out there now, right. You know, and you pretty much got to come up with some kind of new gimmick in order to do it, right. You know, and I'm sorry if I pissed anybody off tonight. Like I've said before, sometimes I will go against the grain in order to elevate the chat. Sometimes I get a lot of dislikes for it, but at least we get a lot of activity going on in the chat. I was completely wrong about the 250 and below. I'm sorry for that, but it makes for interesting chat, and we got a lot more people.
It got us going there, Bill. Yeah,
yep.
Exactly.
Got everybody thinking and looking, and they got everybody checking on it and letting us know to steer
woke everybody up
straight.
in the chat.
So here's the thing: can drones overcome the stigma, or are they just done? Are we just going to see them continue to fade? Ron himself said, Drone Nation's not getting the same views it did before. Ken Dono has already ended his stream, and he wants to go on to a more professional level, which, in my view, probably he's going to do something maybe quarterly, and he's going to be with a lot of big guns coming in. Yes, Caleb.
So you've got two different questions there. First of all, the first being, is the stigma ever going to be overcome? Which is, I think it's already like 3/4 of the way there. I get way less people looking scared, confused, angry, etc., etc. I think we're already doing a much better job of educating the public as to, hey, these are here to stay. They're going to be used for work and fun. Just get over it. The other day we flew, and like 6 people came up to us going, hey, you're flying a drone? And they were all excited. Old people, young people, everybody. It was kind of cool. So, I mean, there's obviously still your random Karen or whatever, but the stigma is going away, I think. The other half of your thing being, I think the question is basically, well, I'm not sure. I think the answer, though, I guess, is just that it's the excitement of it is kind of over. It was new and brand new and super exciting because of that.
Right.
And it's kind of been a while since we've had anything like that in a lot of different industries, whether it's like photography or RC. Both of them got slapped with this brand new technology that was like, check out how cool this can be. And so it was very niche and very, very new. And I think that is kind of over a little bit. So yeah, it's going to get saturated with more and more videos. That doesn't mean that we don't enjoy them as much. Everybody that likes them for what they are either way. It doesn't matter that there's just as many. It's still cool to see a cliff or a building dive if it's a cool cliff or building dive. Is it as unique as it was? No, and it never will be. But that's going to be the same for anything that comes out.
I completely agree with Caleb, but whatever. Any new hobby, comes in with a lot of people enthusiastic, but that always wears off a little bit, and the people that are still around are the more hardcore ones, and that's basically what was going to be the group anyways. Once the newness of war, but it could be any hobby, could be something totally unrelated to drones. It's the same cycle, no matter what the hobby is. And I'll zero on Bill's thing. I think the drones being, we see all these drones flying over the football stadiums, and I think it's to the point where it happens so much, and not one bad thing has happened. Those consumer drones flying the football stadium, not one drone has crashed, hit anybody, or hurt anybody, killed anybody. So I think people now seeing, hey, there's another drone, and they're not even scary anymore because none of them have done anything. There's been, I don't know how many, countless, 20, 25, 50 incidents over the past year or two, and not one thing has happened bad.
Right, and then
the pilot got caught and got in trouble. But I mean, like, people, people are I don't think are afraid of them anymore because nothing bad is happening.
Right, which is what we've said the entire time, and what they're throwing at us is it's sending data back to China, and that's the reason they're going to get rid of all DJI products and all Chinese products to begin with.
Right, right. But the consumer watching that is thinking, well, wait a minute, what does China care about the 49ers game, that the drones, or the Ravens game? What does China care what was happening at the Baltimore Ravens game last weekend?
I don't know, but like you pointed out earlier, the NFL is going to start using drones at their own games, so you can just kind of fly one in and act like you're in formation, get all kinds of cool video, and then fly out.
Yeah. I'll put a little Raven sticker on the side of the drone or whatever.
Yeah,
actually, the person who flew the Ravens game was in Pennsylvania, but I think. Caleb, I think people are more relaxed about drones now because they see them more often. And really, you don't really see, I think bad news, you don't see drones. But put it this way, compared to what Boeing's gone through, drones haven't done anything bad at all.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear all the fear but nothing happens, that definitely gives you a sense of, hey, where is the problem? And I mean, the thing with the DJI and the government and all that is we just love to basically regulate on what could happen as opposed to what actually is happening.
Right.
It's kind of a really bad thing that our country does. And that's kind of where that stands. I mean, it's all based on the one bad apple philosophy, kind of.
Yeah, what could possibly happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to look up earlier. There was actually football games where they had FPV drones in the stadium. I don't remember. I think it was college
non-NFL football.
Non-NFL, yeah. I think it was college.
Flying in the huddle and right around the players or whatever. And I think that's, like NASCAR has the drones flying all over the place. I think that's eventually kind of coming to the NFL where the drones are going to be almost part of the show.
There
Dude,
was
the
some
ones where
down
they're
in
in the game
California
are
where
awesome.
they did FPV. Yeah.
It's so cool where they follow the ball and you see the people about to catch it from like a different angle and stuff. Yeah, it's freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
And that's where all of our very skilled pilots are going to be coming in, because that's a hard one to do.
And that's actually good for us because when people see that on TV, drones are going to become more acceptable or whatever. They're going to see drones as just another tool, just kind of like the guys with the big cameras on the sidelines or whatever, and video cameras. Drones are just going to be seen as just another tool that's used along with other type of camera people.
Yeah, so I guess for all the people that are struggling with their channels,
right? Those drones like that, they're just basically just another cameraman. This cameraman just has a better way of moving around than his legs.
yeah, you either have to make it about your piloting or about something else. Really, at this point, you can't just be like, "Hey, look at a pretty shot," and everybody be happy,
Right?
because it is becoming just another tool.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how do streamers do it? So the game is a game, people are watching that, but it's about their personality, right? That's the tool they bring in. So we've got to kind of figure that sort of thing out, I guess. If you're trying to do the YouTube thing anyways, because honestly, in the next 10 years, YouTube will probably be dead. As soon as somebody comes out with a better platform and has enough money to actually back it for a couple years.
Right.
And-
Remember
yeah,
MySpace? Yeah.
All of these platforms are only going to be used for commercial-based purposes. You're not going to have like when YouTube started out and they were like, be your own but it's all going to be about what can be a monetary gain, what's going to make them money. So it's going to be even more cutthroat, I'm thinking, in the future.
Well, look what Amazon just did. They started charging unless you want to have commercials. It's like regular TV.
I'm like, you feel like going, hey, I bought Prime for a year, damn it. This is supposed to be a bonus.
Yeah. And Kim, I may disagree with you a little bit because, Google is such a big company now. If they saw a small rising company that was a threat to YouTube, they would just buy it before the company got big enough to take them out.
Mike's got a good one. Here's this. You ready for Mike's? Bing.
Yeah.
Wonder when the government's going to ban all Chinese smart batteries that are going into our electric cars.
They could be sending data back to China. Those smart batteries.
Exactly, man. They're on the roads and everywhere because there's GPS.
They could be mapping the whole country and send it back to the CCP.
But our drones, man, that are up for 30 minutes at a time.
They get all the good secrets, even if you're flying in your backyard.
Hey, let's go back to that football helmet or the camera idea. Look at what the sensors and everything that are in the football helmets now. So could you imagine? Those things are just a speck, right? All these spy cams. They could easily put one right in the center of a.
We wouldn't need referees.
Helmet cam.
We could put sensors in them too. We'd know about offside.
Where they look. There would obviously be rules like, oh, you can't do this unless you're doing it on a replay or after the fact. You couldn't do a live shot or something like that. Because you wouldn't want to see where the quarterback's looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys saw the hockey one, right? They did a hockey from under the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. They had a camera from under the ice from where they dropped the puck.
Wow.
That was cool.
That was kind of cool.
I hate to be the cameraman down there.
Well, no, they froze it into the ice.
I'm just kidding.
And it was like remote controlled. It had extended range.
So what is everybody cooking for football Sunday?
Yeah, thank you for.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
cooking for football. I'm not much of a cook.
I don't know if we're going to do anything special or not. I haven't talked to her. Like I said, today's the first day that she's felt human enough to, really get up and move around.
Good, that's a good thing.
But what was really strange is she got sick as a dog, but I didn't get sick at all. Now watch me here in like 2 days. I'll be like,
yeah.
I was about to say, then it's your turn.
Well, I'm making some lox and some salmon just as a.
Oh, it sounds good.
I have a craving, and it's been coming for a while. I want to make some venison barbecue, but I don't have any venison. So
that sounds delicious.
Oh.
You want to come to my house? You need to pick some up.
Well, I was saying that's just 3 hours away, man.
It's a short drive down. If we can get a drone flight in, sure thing.
Yeah, if we get, it'll have to hop. It'll have to make hops because the batteries won't last
almost all the way down there every once in a while. I could do the loop.
Send the soap over with the food.
Wait. Here we go.
Football helmets will be transmitting to China as well. Yeah. And the Chinese are going to do a lot with that all this football information.
You need to fly
More
this.
football.
Yeah, really.
What's the
That thing-
controller look like, Dale?
Oh, it's
A brick.
Yeah,
ugly.
you don't have to get it.
Looks
It's
like a
big-
brick
big
in your
plastic
hand.
Thing.
Looks like a brick.
So that's actually the one part that worries me about that drone is looking at the screen on that controller. It looks like one of those little handheld games from the 90s, man.
yeah,
Like,
man.
that's not a good sign
It's
in
like
my
a
head.
Oh,
brick.
yeah,
Hang on.
It's like a
Hey,
Game Boy.
that looks like Hubson made it.
So
That's better than Hubson, man. I mean,
it supports Android only, no iOS.
Oh boy.
But there is also a smart controller. So
I guess that means we're getting rid of Android. I mean,
Okay.
iOS next.
I mean, it's got the screen and other buttons, and then on top, you got some the wheels plus switches.
Figure for 10
and
grand,
buttons.
they'd at least give us a monitor.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring over some controller. It looked like the M30 controller.
I wish.
That's okay, Bill. I paid $8,000 for the Autel, and it didn't even come with a charge cord.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well,
Would you
Bill, I'm
guys like
going
to
out
know
on a
some
limb. I'm going to go
interesting
with the
food
West
stats for
Coast guys
Super
and
Bowl
pick the
Sunday?
49ers in the Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, I actually want the Chiefs to win this year. Because I'm not. Like I said, I've seen people making the comparison that Ron brought up earlier, and I'm like, not even close. Because in my opinion, the GOAT is Joe Montana. Because that man didn't have all these rules protecting him from getting hit and beat and smacked in the damn head. And that man took some hits and still performed. And he
I'm
was
not
a little
saying
guy
I'm necessarily
anyway.
rooting for the Niners. I'm just picking them to win the game, Bill.
I think that Kansas City's going to pull it out in the end. I think they're going to find a way to get to Purdy. I think they've got something figured out that we haven't seen yet.
That wouldn't surprise me because I think Mahomes is the best quarterback around these days.
Yeah, he is right now. And it has absolutely nothing to do with Taylor Swift.
Right.
It has everything to do with Taylor Swift.
Well, hey, don't you remember? Was it Ron? No, was it Ron or Chuck? Who was it that suggested the Taylor Swift live cam for the Super Bowl? It was Angel.
Me.
Angel, it was you. It was Angel that suggested.
Angel.
They
But
have to.
I don't know, man.
I
I think she's still having problems getting a parking place for her jet. So
Guys, did you see? There's all these videos. Like they have a meme video of where Travis is chatting with Patrick Mahomes, and he's like, "I think I'm going to break up with Taylor." And then the next thing you know, people in the stands are like, Travis is going to break up with Taylor, and then it goes up to the top, and then basically all these ladies run on the field and beat Travis up. And then they ask all these little girls who's their favorite football player, and they're all like Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Well, if she breaks up with Travis Kelce, maybe she can start dating Brock Purdy.
Well,
What?
no,
I thought Brock was married. Is Brock not married?
No, he lives at home or something like that, doesn't he?
Oh, that's right. Because that's right. He's getting like the league
He's the
minimum.
lowest paid player on
Yeah,
the
he's
league.
getting like the
lowest
league
player picked
minimum,
in the
man.
draft, yeah.
He's praying that they win so he gets a bonus.
Right, because he's on that rookie contract. He's stuck in that rookie contract. He needs that like $100,000 bonus for winning the Super Bowl.
Yep. And he needs to have that. Well, I don't know if it'll be the same one this year. He might be. What is it? What am I going to say? Brock Purdy, you just won the Super Bowl. Where are you going? Wait, are you ready, Ron? Brock Purdy, you just won the Super Bowl. Where are you going? Universal Studios. Oh, wait a minute, Caleb. I'm not going to get in trouble, am I?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Don't demonetize it.
I don't want to go
on this check.
I don't want to go for 4 weeks in a row. When
It
I
is a
get that
YouTube video. That's a good point.
and you never know what music's in it, you know.
Well, I mean, I
Wait a
haven't muted.
Wait a minute. Let's see. Taylor's jet will be doing a touch and go. They'll land, drop her off, and in return. Oh yeah, because she's got to go back to her tour.
So
She's
what?
gotta go back to
her
Australia.
Jets is gonna.
So they won't need it. They won't need a
circle
parking
during
place.
the game.
Now what? Say that, Ron.
Her Jets is gonna circle while she's at the game.
Yeah, they're gonna go into.
Oh, she loves breakup songs, right?
They're gonna go to taxi mode.
Yeah.
No, the reason I don't think they're gonna break up is because he loves his allowance too much.
You don't mean
she
his
is a
kids think she's
billionaire,
allowed,
right?
huh?
She is a billionaire.
So that's the FPV football stuff, by the way. And they
Okay.
also had helmet cams at that game.
Didn't Vince McMahon have helmet cams when he first brought in his XFL? And then they had that weird,
so, when
and
they
they
first
actually
did it.
incorporated that tether camera into
Yeah,
the
I
NFL
think you're right,
now.
Phil. I think you're right.
So, but I
This was
thought
the USFL.
yeah, and then The Rock bought that other one, and it just recently merged. It's like XFL, USFL, they all merged, right?
Okay.
To form this new something
they?
something. But yeah, I think Dwayne Johnson had bought in on that one.
Huh.
He's a
So
smart guy.
and I will tell everyone, since we're approaching the top of the hour and I've got other responsibilities, that the streaming suggestions for this week, I haven't watched it yet, but I will let you know that The Marvels is now on Disney Plus, and as of tomorrow on, is it Paramount Plus, the second season of Halo is coming on.
Now, is the Marvels a show or a movie, Bill?
It's okay. You remember Brie Olsen, who played Captain Marvel
Yes.
in the other one.
Yes.
Okay, so it's her, and then like Miss Marvel that's on the Disney Channel, and a couple others, and they're like they all have that kind of power, and so they're the Marvels. I
Oh
think.
wow! I just saw her in the Fast X movie.
There's a scene in that Marvels movie where Sam Jack straight looks at the camera and goes, "Help me." That's all you need to know about that
Wow!
movie.
Wow!
It's that bad. Just saying.
Okay.
Is Halo? Are they dropping a season all at once?
Yeah.
Or are they
I think it's the first 3 episodes.
out of like 6 in the
That's 3
second?
episodes.
Yeah, like out of 8
not
maybe.
the first 3
So
episodes.
and then I think it's they're giving us
And then once a
3,
week.
and then it's once a week after that until we get to 8
that's
maybe.
the usual.
So that
But
kind
Bill,
of.
I finished.
I wait 8 weeks to go.
You finished what, Ron?
Try
I
for a
finished the
month.
second season of Reacher recently.
Oh yeah, man.
No,
it was,
I like season 1 better. I thought season 1 was better.
season 2 was just so brutal, man.
Yeah, he kind of went off. He kind of went off in season 2. Yeah.
Well, because when he looks at him in that second episode, and he goes, "Well, what are you going to do?" And he says, "I want to throw you off a helicopter." Oh, a moving helicopter. All right. Yes, thank you, Dale.
Good
Thank
night,
you very
Dale.
much for showing us the Soten. It was very cool. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for the Sojan.
The
You say it
Soten.
right? Yeah.
Soten.
Soten. Yeah.
But yeah, Ron, I seriously get up. I would get up with Dale and see if he can't come on there next week. That's really cool.
Well, I got a couple guys lined up, but maybe I'll get them for the next week.
Well, I'm just saying because I'm sure Marcus would have some good questions that we didn't think of.
Yeah. I got Al Cicerone coming on last week. You heard about his incident at the Hard Rock, the big guitar in
Oh yeah,
Fort
about them.
Lauderdale. Yeah, and I got Ken Gottlieb coming on too, the guy who lost his Mavic 3 Pro. It got hit by a bird in the air, and DJI is still replacing it for him.
That's because it's got new trackable firmware in it. Straight from the motherland.
Yeah. So a couple Florida guys coming on.
Anyone
next
here
week.
seen
They're
old?
replacing it because they knew the bird was government bird.
What
It's
is
a
this,
drone.
Caleb?
I don't know what
You'll
that is,
never
Bill.
do- It's an older 3D printer, but my friend got a bunch of them at auction, so I'm thinking about picking one up for like $100. I think they still sell for like $700.
Oh wow!
But I was wondering because they're like 8 years old though, so I was wondering if it's really even. I don't know. Sometimes the new fancy functions are just worth it.
Okay, Ron, he sent you a text message shortly before the show started.
I'll check it, Mike. We're trying to put plans together for the South Florida drone meet. We're planning on arriving a little early and doing some, flying.
When is the drone meetup? When is the drone meetup?
South Florida.
I think it's April 6th. It's the Saturday after Easter. And
Okay.
Saturday after Easter.
but most people are arriving at the official hotel like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We plan on coming down a little bit early and doing some pre-flying. So it's far for you West Coast guys to get there, but we always have a good time. A couple guys have come in from Europe this year. A couple guys coming down from Canada.
Oh, they did make him pay for the replacement though.
Oh, okay.
So
I
kind
think
of
it's
like
fine
like
way.
saying he had it was like, you know, having care refresh.
Right, but I'd rather pay the Mavic 3 Pro replacement price than buying another one.
Caleb's got to go. He's got work to do.
Good
Take
night,
enough time.
Caleb.
Yeah, I
Thank
need
you.
I need
Good
to
night.
take off.
Okay.
I
Everybody,
gotta run too here. I need the bathroom break, and so I might as well go.
well, no, that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to say I'm probably going to do a little something next week for Valentine's. I know all of you all might have plans. If you
Yeah,
don't have
I
plans,
probably
just-
won't be here next week, but I'll let you know for sure.
yeah, that would be great. Just give me a heads up on that. But I'll think of something. So everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. It was great to see everybody.
Good night.
And be sure to tune in next week for more Squirrel Chaos Madness.
See
And
how many people we could drive off the show next week.
And of course, something I want to say to make sure the reason this show is called Drone Therapy is because one of my, and I've gotten away from saying this. If I'm having a bad day or I'm depressed or I'm down about something, all I have to do is put my drone up in the air for about 30 minutes and I feel like a new man. And I think that everybody should understand that drones are therapeutic and they're beneficial to everyone and there's nothing bad about them. And with that being said, please tune in next week and live long and prosper. We will see you next